Huh. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. I wanted you to be on my earbuds, but I guess not.
Oh, okay.
As long as you can't hear yourself, I guess it's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm good. No echo.
Sweet. Sweet. Yeah, I'm walking through the woods right now.
Nice,
Figured I
dude.
Yeah, I just did my my slow push-ups.
Oh, okay. Right on, dude.
Dude, those are killer, man.
Was it
Love
chest
them.
day today?
I just did push-ups today.
Yeah.
That's like the extent of my workout for
Yeah.
today. I tried to do abs. I tried to pair it with abs, but it's so hard to pair those push-ups with abs now because I hit core so hard during the
Mm,
push-ups.
yep.
Like I was trying to do these little like flutter like leg kick things to
Okay,
get
yeah.
like the bottom of my core. And
Hmm.
dude, I was like I pretty much like gave up. Like my muscles gave out. So I was like, okay, I'll just take short breaks between the push-ups.
Nice. I started my workout with core and I ended it with core today. Um
Nice, man.
I've been feeling like my left psoas has been like a little locked lately. I didn't realize it until like other pain kind of manifested. Like I get some ankle and some just like some, I don't know, just leg pain in general, just tightness around my calves and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's always the psoas, and I always forget about it. And I'm like, oh, I gotta release my freaking psoas, and then everything will be fine. And it's
Yeah,
like this.
dude, I did that recently because I my lower back and like my quads were tight.
Yep.
It worked.
Yeah, dude. I have this thing right here, and I was laying on it for like, so right, laying on it for like, I don't know, 20 minutes the other morning, just like letting my belly just fall into it. Uh,
Awesome.
I got a really good release, and it's been good ever since. Like my leg workout today was all so as engaged. It was really, really good.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thank
I did
God.
my ab workout this morning was like some of the resistance flexibility stretching for the psoas, and then I ended it with like a lot of dead bugs and like some toe taps and just like I did the flutter kicks, I did those, and I did that circuit like twice for like 50 each, and I was like, like
Yeah,
like
that's brutal, man.
yeah, oh yeah, your back starts to like arch a little bit, your low back, but you gotta like keep it like
Yeah, the
kind
other
of
way.
pressed against the ground, right, to keep it
Oh
stable.
God. We're good. I dropped the nug.
We're good. We're good. We're
I,
chilling.
I have recovered it before it got wet.
Nice.
It has some moss on it, but who cares? We're getting extra
Dude, might as well just throw it in
bakerino.
there. Throw it in the bowl.
Yeah, dude. Who cares if it's wet?
Yeah.
I don't.
Excellent. Nice, man. Did you do any breath work and stuff today or just
No,
mainly?
I've been waking up so late because of the holidays, man.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I was like in bed and like awake, but yeah, I usually like lately I don't do my breath work until like the afternoon now
Yeah.
because like the morning just hasn't been working for me.
Yeah, dude. I know what that feels like. I know that challenge. I was trying to go to bed last night and there were like every other neighbor was throwing off fireworks until
Yeah,
midnight.
dude.
So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm not going to the gym in the morning because I'm not gonna force this. I'm not gonna like try and yeah, do another workout on like really little sleep. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, man, it's so much like the rest is so much more important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I don't know what the hell's going on, but the with like the new year and all that, dude, I have the grounding sheet coming in.
Nice.
Dude, I last update was on December 30th. It was on its way or it arrived in Connecticut or something, and it said it was on its way to Salem, New Hampshire, but they haven't got it in Salem yet.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I don't think they're like um I don't think they're working on
Oh, weird.
New Year's Eve or day because I haven't gotten an update.
Interesting.
Yeah. Same with my
Yeah.
I bought snowshoes. They're coming in
Oh,
um
nice.
that I can finally hike Mount Washington.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's it called? Those said it says it hasn't even shipped yet. So
Yeah,
and
and
that was
just
like
like
a while ago.
give it a couple more days and then reach out to them and be like, I paid for this shipping or whatever. I'm just checking on my status. My order might have been lost and see if you can get like a free one.
Yeah, for real, dude. I might as well because I could have I decided to not support Amazon with this purchase. I
Mm-hmm.
could have gotten them on Amazon for the same price with 2 day shipping,
Yep.
but your boy tried to make the right decision.
Yeah.
It did not pan out.
Nope. I Katie did that recently for like some herbs and they took way too long. They got a little lost in transition, so she reached out and she got a new like the same order sent and then she got them anyway. So she got double the amount. So it's just
That's
like
sweet.
might as well
Something
try. Yeah.
well, it wasn't a shipping fiasco, but
Yeah.
there's one time I bought a I bought a water filter online and the thing was leaking because the O-rings or something were like I mean
Oh.
when I got it the O-rings were like loose. They definitely didn't fit, so I took a hair dryer and I heated them and ended up I think I
Like
shrunk them.
expanding them or yeah, changing the yeah.
Yeah, I did something. I forget what I did, but I shrunk them and I got them to fit. But it like kept leaking.
Hmm.
Uh, or sorry, it stopped leaking. But then it started giving me like this weird uh like these weird readings. Like there was like a lot of contaminants in the water. I was
Oh.
like, okay, so I like gave like a detailed description back to the company I bought it from, and dude, they're like, yeah, don't even worry about it. Just like get rid of that one, and we'll send you a new one. They sent me a brand new one, and they refunded the original. So I
Oh
got
wow.
like a 300 something dollar water filter for free.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and
Was
it
this
was like
recent or was this a while ago?
a couple years ago. It's called
Nice.
a RO-Pot. It's a RO for reverse osmosis.
Oh, okay. You have
Um,
one of those? Hell yeah.
well, I did.
You
I
did.
did. I ended up giving it to my ex.
Oof.
It's
Oof.
okay. I got it for free, dude. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly, it was made of like plastic and shit.
Oh, okay.
Um,
But was it
so,
BPA? Was it like one of those like better quality plastics?
I don't think so. I wasn't like super into that back then.
Oh,
Um, but it definitely, I mean, it wasn't. It was just plastic.
yeah.
Even the BPA free stuff isn't that good for you.
Yeah.
Um, because there's other shit in there besides BPA.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm happy with the Berkey.
Nice,
That's
dude.
my pride and joy now.
Dude,
And
yeah,
also
I
the
love my Berkey. It's one of the best buys I've ever had. Like it's just quality. You get really like the water tastes good, you know?
yeah, dude, it's so like smooth and soft and it tastes
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's like a world of difference because we already had like filters for our water, because we're on a well,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
I was
You
just like,
you
I
have
would
really
drink
good
it.
quality water just like from the tap, right? Because it's
I
well
mean, we're
water.
supposed to, but like, I
Yeah.
would drink it from, so it would get filtered in the basement of the house when it comes into the house, and then I would drink it, or I would get it from the fridge, which also has another filter. So like, the water should have technically been clean, but honestly, it had like a slight taste to it, and
Yeah.
like honestly, like almost like a very slight smell. I probably
Mm.
could smell it better now that I think of it.
Oh,
But
interesting. Yeah.
um, so maybe I'll sniff test some water. But at this
Hmm.
point, like it doesn't matter. I just everything goes in the Berkey,
Yeah.
even the potted water that I like cook with. I put it in the Berkey
Yeah.
and I get it
So
out of there.
if it's going through multiple filters like that, it might be stripping some of the minerals from your water. You remineralize, right? Or you do like
Like
do
not
you add
currently.
minerals in the form of anything into your diet?
I mean, besides like vitamins or like
So you can
and,
get
like
some
supplements.
just like good quality salt and you can add it to your water. You can get like specific mineral drops where you just like drop like a few minerals in there, or you can just like you can literally add maple syrup to your water, which I do. I literally just I make my electrolyte drink, which is like Celtic sea salt, the filtered water, lime, and maple syrup because it's got a ton of minerals and it's got the sugar in it too. So this is my like pre-workout. Um, and it helps with like recovery, helps with all that. Like salt is, I'm not like an anti-salt guy. Salt's like super important for actually like a lot of bodily functions, but also like it does connect to oxygen and carbon dioxide in a cool way. It's what allows the cells to become permeable.
Hmm.
Uh, so it allows like transfer of energy and like the cell to like open up and close. Um,
Okay.
and connect with each other. It's also like what helps with piezoelectricity, like which is the like electrical signals, because it's minerals are conductive in general. They like when you think about that on like a macro level, like on the earth, like minerals conduct energy and electricity, like crystals and different minerals, gold, even silver, like all that stuff has like an energy to it that conducts electricity in some way. So it's
Mhm.
all like it's all healthy and beneficial. I have this other stuff I got too. This bottle of like it's like this special water that you only need like a couple drops of, and you put it in your water, and it restructures the water.
Oh yeah, you've sent me that before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I put like a couple drops or like a little squeeze of the bottle in my water sometimes too.
I'll
Or
probably start with that because like the others method sounds a little too involved for my taste buds.
mm, yeah, it's hardly noticeable some of the remineralized drops, like but like if you tasted it all alone, you could tell, but it gets diluted, and you don't need
Hmm.
a lot of it too. But yeah, yeah, start with the structured stuff. There's different ways to structure your water too. Like you can literally um you can spin it. I have these like this little thing I got on Etsy where if you take like a plastic water bottle, even like a 2 liter, and you screw on this thing on the top that has these two opposing magnets, and you screw on another one, and you fill one, and you flip it upside down and start spinning it. It'll spin and it'll start to structure itself through the magnets. Because that's like basically what structured water is it's like it follows a vortex. It follows like a specific kind of vortex that like goes through nature. And that's
Oh,
like unstructured water is water that like sits in pipes and is like still and doesn't have movement to it. So you're like adding that movement back in, that memory back into the water by like spinning it with these little
well,
magnets
yeah, like, you
inside of it.
giving the spiral back to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
Um, got some good news today, by the way.
Oh yeah. Please do
So,
share.
well, some good news. I mean, not really. Just like we avoided bad news. Um,
Yeah.
so I worked with this kid Ryan at this factory, and I told him about like crypto and stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
like this was like over the summer, like my last job that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he like he bought like AXL
Yeah.
and a couple other things. And dude, I didn't hear from him for like 3 months. Like I heard from him in like September or something, and we like just like chatted briefly over text. And like, but like he was like very like depressed and stuff when I worked with him.
Mm.
And dude, so like I didn't hear from him for like 3 months, and I'm like, damn, I'm like, I wonder if he did it, dude, because he told me he would
Oh
once.
damn.
I was like, damn. But dude, I hit up someone else that I worked with. I was like, yo, I'm like, is he good, dude? I'm like, is he all good? He's like, oh yeah, he just got a new phone number. I'm like, are you shitting me, dude? Like
Yeah.
I thought he killed himself, man.
Oh no.
Like I was starting to think that because like because I mean I didn't hear anything from him. Like I just like was talking to him like basically mid conversation, uh stopped talking to him.
Interesting. Yeah, and he didn't
Yeah.
figure out, he didn't like decide to reach out and be like, "Hey, I got a new phone number."
No, he's like young. I mean his brain's a little cooked.
Okay,
Um
fair enough.
I mean I honestly good for him. I'm envious of being cooked sometimes. But what I
That was funny.
but no, he's like younger and he has a kid
Okay.
and like yeah, he's like kind of he's in a tough spot basically.
Yeah.
But I told him about like all like the health stuff and like the crypto stuff and all that over the summer. And dude, like like he just like lit up when I was like talking about like health and stuff.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah,
But
hell yeah.
yeah,
Was he
so
one of the
he like
guys
I
you
could tell he
mentioned?
wanted to. He would put the effort in if he knew where to put it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome, man. I'm like so ready for those guys whenever they need it. I'm happy to work with like anybody who wants to. And that's the people I want to work with too. Um, I don't like to force this stuff on anybody.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
it's
I feel that, man.
you have to truly like be ready to make the space for it in your life. If
Mm,
you want to do a program or if you want to make it a part of your like lifestyle and like you have to have a certain mindset. You gotta want to like keep pushing for better health, um, health and wealth.
right.
Yeah, man. I think you can like the way that I discovered that sort of drive to want to be better was just like wanting to like that was like the first step in me quitting nicotine
Hmm.
was
Mm,
changing my mindset on it and
Yeah.
love
just
that,
being
dude.
like going from like, oh, this is stress relief to this is the opposite of stress relief. It's bad for you and it wastes your money.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but that was like a big thing for me. So like for like the everyday person, I'm not like, I'm not like the everyday person, but for the everyday person, if they're like a smoker or something, like that's a great way to like sort of introduce uh someone to this, you know?
Yeah.
Like those are like great like I mean, I hate to say it in that way because it sounds like a capitalistic hellhole, but like they're great potential customers of like your practice. And like yeah, they're going to benefit like a ton health wise, um but so do you get to benefit by doing what you love for money. Great.
Yeah.
So I mean, some part of the target audience, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's interesting. Yeah, I love teaching this stuff. I love sharing it. I'm excited to for 2025. I think there's going to be more people that join and start to learn this stuff. The school it's almost ready. Oh, Wiggs is coming in. I'm just fixing a few little things and I got to re-record some videos, but then I'm
Did
going to
you
launch that
recently send
stuff.
an email invite to that, by the
I
way?
did. So check your email. You guys should all be able to hop onto that. If it
Great.
doesn't work, let me know because I wasn't sure. There was like an option that like assigned you a course, but I think it might just make you make a
Oh
profile and
my
then I can assign
God.
you a course. Um,
Okay.
but regardless, like I'm gonna start doing the I'm gonna do the actual course itself, but you guys are already like in that. And then I'm gonna have this like free section that's gonna include like all the nightly routine, the white flower oil practice stuff, and then I'm gonna start to do. I think I want to do moon meditation, so a meditation every new moon and full moon, or at least like a day or two around that, uh, depending on like which day of the week it is and whatnot. But yeah.
Hmm.
And I want to make that free for literally anybody that wants to join and just do two meditations a month and then still do the four classes a month. And the discussions can also be free. Um, just like start to build more community and get more people, like get this out to more people because
Yeah, in like a
it's like
more
a,
like more like digestible way.
yeah. And it's, like I've been teaching this for 2 years now. The first year was very much me developing my teaching methods and my practice and like learning how to like deliver this information in a very digestible way, delivering the
Hmm.
whole like sequence and the all the programming and stuff in a way that makes sense for anybody that I'm taking in. And now that I have that experience, I'm like much more confident to take in literally anybody. Whereas like the first couple clients, I wasn't exactly sure on
Yeah.
some things, and it was like a lot of testing. Uh, but yeah, man, this is cool. This is good stuff. I want to set it up to just expand even more and more. I have a whole group of guys that I think are going to join at least the free stuff and maybe do some of the meditations, and then hopefully that they're like, oh wow, these are good. Let me see what the program's like or something.
Hey Siri.
Hmm.
What channel is the Texas game on?
I'm gonna mute Dan.
No, man, that sounds good. Sounds like it's, I mean, like
Manifesting it.
everyone loves free shit, and that's like the best way to like at least get people to look at what you want to look at.
Yeah, the upsell.
Um, yeah, because like, yeah, like that's a big commitment. To
Yeah.
like want to sign up for a course right away.
I have like
Yeah.
so much freaking knowledge about this, about breathing, and I want to share it, man. You guys have heard a lot. You guys have been with me for Wiggs almost a full year now. Connor, you're on your 6 month, if not already your seventh. You're like,
Yeah, man. I'm
and
almost done with the 6 months right now.
yeah, dude, you've pretty much learned everything that like within that 6 months, and there's been new stuff as it comes along. Um, we'll get into some really cool stuff this year. Uh, I think I'm gonna do some deeper fitness classes that incorporate breath. Like I actually want to do a stretching class with you guys soon, uh, where you get a yoga mat and a wall, and we do some hypercapnic stretching, and we open up the body in cool ways. Um, yeah, I want to do more with
That'd
that.
be sweet.
More overall fitness, incorporating with the breath, like showing people how to breathe when they lift, showing people how to breathe when they move. Um, and I just, dude, the meditations, I swear, just keep getting better and better.
Dude, I agree.
They're just so good. Like I get in such a zone and they're so fun. I have another, like I told you guys, I have another client that I see like twice a week, and we do a meditation, and every single one is so freaking good. And every time I finish the meditation, I'll look at her and she's like half asleep, like
Like zero tension.
like she entered like another realm. Like I gotta bring her back. And we gotta
That's
do
like me at the end of the class on Monday.
yeah, you were like passing out.
Yeah, I mean, I was literally like completely limp in the face. Like I did not have, was not holding any tension. It was in my stick.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's
It looks
amazing.
funny, but I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm vibing right now.
Yeah,
Like getting
dude. It
bit
feels so
borderline
good.
getting like visuals like with my closed eyes. It's crazy.
Dude, I swear I had like I did a breath practice yesterday morning and like a pretty intense one. Like my diaphragm was doing some weird stuff and my stomach was even like doing some weird stuff. A lot of tension in there and it like something like popped and let go like in the front of my right side. And I swear I was like tripping afterwards. Like I was in this really weird
A little
like
flashback.
fluid mental state. Not like yeah, it honestly felt like a come up on a trip. It was like very interesting. I was like my my brain waves were in a different state. My mind was like I don't know, like I feel like I even got a little bit of visuals. Like it was just interesting. I was like tapping into something. There's
Hmm.
definitely something there. Because you can enter psychedelic states uh without psychedelic. You can access parts of the brain and turn them on and off. I've
Oh
heard.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, because like I mean from what I understand, it's like taking like mushrooms. It's like making like different parts of your brain interact with other parts that they normally wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Um that's just like that's like a very basic understanding of it, but that's all I know. But it makes
Yeah.
sense.
I want to also I was thinking about this the other day. So I started working with this new guy who does he has his own tea company. Uh and he's all like adaptogens and stuff. And I was doing some research because I'm gonna be helping him with like a couple blogs and stuff online and just like being like a little bit of a virtual assistant, like 10 hours a week or something. Um but I was doing some research on lion's mane and how it affects like
Oh,
uh
it like regrows your brain, dude.
yes, exactly. Yeah, it
Yeah.
regrows the brain matter. Um, and like there was more research on how like it reduces oxidative stress or like it can help reduce oxidative stress in the brain. So it's like you can pair those two things to improve cognition and focus. Like you can drink like lion's mane tea, like maybe a half hour or an hour before like a breath practice, and then like use the breath practice to like just kind of stack those benefits. And there was other
Mhm.
ones too, like I'm almost so it was cordyceps. Cordyceps are incredibly good for health and performance, and because they help with the conversion of oxygen into ATP. So oxygen and glucose work together to form ATP, which is the energy of the cell. It's like mitochondria. It's like literally the energy that you have in your body that's like kinetically stored. So you can combine those and improve performance. So that's like a quadriceps with the level two, like reishi and lion's mane with the level one because it's calming and relaxing, yet also brain enhancing. So I think I'm gonna like, um, I don't know, maybe see if I can get like affiliate discount through him or something, and like have it
I guess.
have like some specially timed breathwork courses and classes. Um, yeah, he's interested in it too. I would like we would tie it to maybe his website and promote it through a blog or something, get people interested. Um, I see like a lot of ways in 2025 for like collaboration in really cool ways that help promote other brands, other companies, other like forms and modalities and stuff. I'm like really interested in connecting with a lot of people this year to kind of expand in that way. I want to like really make the most out of this platform and grow it as much as I can. Yeah. Breath work and
I love it,
mindful.
dude.
What
Yeah.
I was gonna say before is this whole year or this whole 6 months of breath work, I've been taking Stamit 7 every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been taking the lion's mane before the practice every day.
Nice.
So that's probably why I
So
just like
that's a
it
testament right there.
benefited
And
so
that
much.
so I'm gonna have usually at the end of 6 months I have people do like a testimonial, either video or written. I can maybe have you write a couple different testimonies and you can talk about uh like one your experience and like nice your trail running. That's fucking dope, dude.
I just
Um,
jumped over a fucking like 4 foot rock back there.
yeah. Have you talk about your experience and then have you do like maybe like write a little bit about some of the benefits and the like the supplement stacks that you did or like how you combined certain things with your diet and lifestyle and stuff and how it affected the breath and we can maybe make a post about it or chat about it.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm literally talking to you while trail running in my boots.
Yeah.
So, um,
That's right there. That's a testament to the breath, right?
yeah, I'm certainly healthy.
Yeah.
Um, like far beyond the normal bounds. Um,
Yeah, what's like the biggest thing you've noticed since compared to like 6 months ago with like your life? Maybe it can be a couple things.
um,
I'm setting you up to like think about what you want to say for your testimony.
yeah, I'm gonna need that because, damn, I mean, so many things have changed, but it's ultimately just like the fundamentals that are constantly improving.
Mm, yeah. Yeah,
Biggest
yeah.
tree in the forest.
Yeah. So you can think about like how the breath where you were at when you started and where you're at now. That's always a good way to like even you can even talk about the Bolt score. You can talk about how your breathing was, if you had any dysfunctional breathing patterns, etc. You can talk about some of the bigger transformations that happened, like when you like some of the detoxing that happened throughout. You can talk about just like the classes and the like what you learned about breath. Um, yeah, there's so much, man.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking right now, I mean, just what I was thinking about like yesterday was how funny it is. Like I have so much strength and control in my diaphragm now that it's like have you ever seen a car with airbags where it can like raise like the ride like the height of the car just by like inflating the bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what I feel like as a human being now. Like I can like I could just like expand my diaphragm so much.
Hmm.
Um like to the point where I basically like lift my whole body just like an inch or so, like
That's
if I'm like
awesome.
sitting down.
Yeah, I love that. That's great, man. That's a good at like
Yeah.
visualization right there.
Yeah, I'll try to think of more, but it's like so hard because it's just like everything has been just like improving. Like I feel like I run effortlessly now. I work
Yeah.
out effortlessly. Um,
Yeah, and that word right there is huge. Like it relates to the whole concept around tension and how tension reduces the electrical conductivity of the nerves and how oxygen gets transported to the tissues. So like if you're able to do things without straining your face while you're performing like in more moderate or heavy like intense activity, then you're able to like breathe better. And it's just like it's huge. Like the way I watch everyone whenever I'm like at the gym working out or like just in general, like watching people perform any activity, people strain and they think it's okay to strain. They don't try to not strain. And it makes a difference if you have the diaphragm strength to be able to like relax your breath as you perform something. Because that's nervous system regulation. That's like being in tune with your nervous system and not letting things like amp you up when they don't need to. And it allows you to fall into deeper parasympathetic. So you can do those things without driving the sympathetic nervous system state too high. Because when it's driven too high in a way that doesn't allow oxygen to get where it needs to go, it's going to cause tension. It's going to cause hypertrophy, or not hypertrophy, hypertension, like in the neck and shoulders. You're not going to be able to. It's it causes like acidosis in the cells, uh, where there's too much acidity in the body. And when there's too much acidity, there's too much inflammation. And that can lead to a lot of bad things. Like people get really burnt out if they exercise wrong. Uh, yeah, just interesting observation. Great word choice, man. It's good
yeah,
stuff.
man. No, I'm feeling more and more the tensegral breath. Is that what it's called?
Hmm. That's
Yeah,
what, yeah,
I feel it
Brian,
like
like,
every day now.
yeah, Brian called, like, originally his Instagram was called Tensegral Breathwork. And he changed it to Breath Verse, which is still a pretty dope name, but I honestly like loved the name Tensegral Breathwork. That spoke to me, and that's what got me like interested in working with him.
Make
Uh,
that your school's name.
yeah, maybe I'll like try.
You could, I think you could have. I mean, you'd have to talk to Brian, make sure he doesn't freak out, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
doubt he will.
yeah,
But I think you should absolutely include that, especially if it was like it led to something in your
yeah.
path.
So maybe it'll be like a sub. Maybe that'll be the like what the 6 month program is actually called, like the Tensegral Breathwork or Tensegral Breath. That's what like the 6 month achievement will be when you complete that. Because
Mhm.
I still like breathwork and biomechanics is just it's a good like alliteration and it gets people like interested in that in general. So I could just include both. But yeah, I definitely got to talk to him, see if it would be okay to do that. I'm sure he'd be totally fine with it and he would actually love it. He like everything I learned, or like most of the things I learned from him. Uh, and he teaches it in a very different way now. It's all like automated. At least he's gone into like a different modality in terms of teaching. He's doing way more cranial nerve stuff. And it is so intricate and it incorporates a lot. Like there's a lot to it. He spent an entire year and like a lot of money to get certified. And he's the first like person that's not a physician or a dental worker to like get certified in this cranial nerve stuff. There's like very few people out there that truly know how to like reset the brain in the ways that he does, and to improve electricity. And when you improve electricity, you improve like every function in the body. Your body just performs better in general. So I'm grateful to like learn from him even still. But I think of the only one that's kind of like teaching his breath style and the programming that he uses, or that he's used to train like literally hundreds and hundreds of people. Um, so it's like I'm kind of carrying on that tensegral breath legacy.
Yeah. No, that's sweet, man. Because like I honestly, I wouldn't be as interested in this if not for that, like all the
Yeah,
nerve work. Because like the breath work, it only takes you so far. Like you were saying, like it's all about the electricity that's
yeah,
going on. Um, so
yeah,
no, that's he's quite the guy. I'll
yeah,
leave it at that. You know more
yeah.
about him than me.
He's like the healing that he's done on his body is insane. He was his like doctors and like acupuncturists told him that if he didn't change his life within the next like year, that he was going to die of a heart attack in his 60s. Uh,
Jeez.
and he was a muscle-bound guy. He did wrestling for 20 plus years. He was a wrestling coach. His spine was like crazy crooked. He breathed. He did Wim Hof, and he was a chronic a hyperventilator, like chronic. And he hadn't gotten sleep, like a solid night's sleep where he doesn't wake up in the middle of the night in years,
Damn.
years, like 20 plus years, maybe even 30. Um, and the things
I
that
know
he's
someone
done,
like that.
yeah. And he has like really bad tinnitus in one ear. He did like in his 20s and 30s, he was a party animal, man. In New York, like I'm not going to share
Yeah.
too many of the
No,
details, but we know
I got
about
tinnitus
what
too. Yeah.
partying, yeah, we know what partying in New York is like.
I mean,
Um,
just living in New York in general.
yeah,
You
facts.
can
He's
could be
still
the
living
healthiest person.
in New York, yeah.
Yeah, dude, when I went there like a month or two ago, everyone around me was like shocked that I exercised. Like that's like taboo. Never mind Brian
Wait,
himself.
New
Like he's
York?
Yeah,
that guy's like an Olympian standing next to them.
yeah. That's
Wait,
wild. That is just wild to me. People in New York. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of people in New York that go to gyms and stuff, but like for
Well, that's the
a
thing. It's
lot.
it's not for everyone, but
yeah.
it's because it's like there's a price point. Like you have to be a rich kid to live in that city now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
they said
facts.
who I was with, she used to go to the bouldering gym there,
Okay.
and she stopped going. I was like, why? And she's like, because they charge you $300 a month for
What?
yeah for a
It's
bouldering gym membership. That's nuts,
That's
dude.
yeah, that's
insane.
standard for New York for sure.
Yeah, so it's like
That's standard.
there's like a price threshold, and if you don't meet it, then you don't get to work out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very specialized though. That one, those types of gyms are very specialized, so you have to expect a high cost.
True, yeah. I mean, I expect the other gyms to be like probably like half that at most, but
Way
they're,
cheaper.
I might get surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's New
But
York.
yeah, that's why I knew it like was they weren't my like people at all when
Yeah.
I went there because I was like, okay, I'm like,
Dude, there's everything
In New
at
York. Yeah.
once. So you have to always see it that way.
So
yeah,
yeah, New York is very interesting, and it's if you're gonna be into that like health space in New York, it's almost like you can use the city itself to your advantage by like in the same way that we don't get distracted by a phone call during a breath hold, like we don't let the stimulation of the entire city affect our internal peace. And it's
hmm
like it's a challenge, but it's something that makes you like almost more resilient. Like kind of like how, cold exposure or whatever, like all that stuff that um the hermetic stresses, you can look at it in a way that can train change your mindset about it. And that's how Brian like looks at it. Like he doesn't allow things to kind of distract him. And it's a two-way street. Like the breath aids that. It helps you do that. Uh when you're living in a city like that, you can see things differently. Um, and the way you move around the city is like a little different. But
No,
yeah.
I definitely like kind of I feel that because I did it almost naturally.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
I did get overstimulated though, but that was like on my own part because I was like smoking an entire joint by myself and then drinking coffee, and they put way too much caffeine in their coffee there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They have a strong coffee culture.
Yeah, so I
Way
was like,
better than New England coffee, like for sure.
it was
Yeah.
tasty, man, but yeah, I gave myself some anxiety, that's
Mm.
for sure. But I was able
That's
to contain
bitter.
it.
I have my thoughts about caffeine. I like it. I think it can be used. I think you have to use it if you're going to use it. I think you have to use the energy that you get from it and you have to expend it. Otherwise, you're like firing your adrenals and you're not attaching those adrenals to like an endorphin release. Uh, and that can cause like hormone disruption. Um, and I've talked to you guys about like melatonin and cortisol and how they inversely work together. Uh, one raises as the other one falls, and like that, and how it's connected to your adrenal glands, which are on top of your kidneys, which help you filter out toxins. And like most people in America, especially if you live in a city, are in some form of adrenal fatigue. Um, if you don't wake up and have good circadian rhythm and work out in the morning or at night and like have good practices, like you can see it in people's eyes, um, especially like the dark circles that are under there. Um, yeah, insomnia is.
No, I definitely had weak adrenals from like having zero rhythm.
Mhm.
'Cause I was just like sleeping super late, like sleeping half the day. Sometimes I'd sleep for 8 hours, sometimes I'd sleep for 14.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
I
I
mean, that
mean,
was
that
easy.
was me last night for sure. Like
That
yeah.
was just that was
I
like my
woke up
partying
thinking this
years.
was at 3:30. It's the only reason I went
Oh,
to bed
this
like at
call, you were
noon.
like, I gotta get on this call because
Yeah, the boys, you know.
I think like that I was telling Connor at the beginning of this call that like that's my goal for 2025 is to make my to make to wake up every day around 7 if not earlier and do that for like an 80-20 split throughout the year. So like
Get breathing great again.
have like because I can do the breathing, I can do the working and the lifting, and like I can eat well and all this stuff, but there's something that's missing, and it's my like I get into these flows where I'll be good for like 2 months and then I'll fall off hard and like not be wake. I'll sleep till like 8:30 or 9 o'clock for like 3 months straight or something, and I just like something will like push me off of it and I'll forget about it. But I want to be like really strict with myself this year because I know how light impacts your hormones, impacts your physiology, uh, and your overall health. Like if you look at the healthiest people on the planet and like the most I was thinking about this at the gym. The two people that I was thinking about were Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and they woke up at 4 a.m. every single day to go work out and play basketball and get their body right. And then they did a second workout in the afternoon, and then they went to sleep. And then they woke up and did it again. And they did that for years, years and years and years. And they won championships and broke records and like changed lives. Their energy on the court, their energy in their life was just radiant and vibrant. And it's like that comes from that discipline of getting up early and going to bed early.
There's a lot of power there.
Yeah.
Uh, the key, especially them, because their mentality was very, very keen and very laser focused on what it was.
Yeah. There's a dog.
Jordan,
Go
yeah,
ahead, sorry.
Jordan was pretty. Jordan has its own issues, but at the same time, he is a GOAT.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
very
the early Jordan, like when he was like first starting out on the Bulls and he won his first like two championships, there's a documentary series on Netflix that was like talking about it, and they were like saying how like everybody else used to like stay up in the hotels and like party and like do whatever. And he was like, nope, don't even let that come near me. I'll be at the gym at 4 a.m. And you see him there and he's stretching his hamstrings and they are, dude, his body when he was young was like freaking on point.
oh yeah,
He was
dude.
loose.
Is
He
built
was
for that. There
strong. He
was
was fluid
I
with
I
all
think
his
that's one of my
moves.
next goals is to get really loose.
Yeah. Yeah, Connor, we'll have to do some stretching. One of the Thursday night or level two classes. We'll do some of the eccentric resistance flexibility stuff. If you do that every single day, or at least every other day for like 2 months, your body's going to start to change. And Connor, you can actually do most of that without weights, but if you pair it with like push-ups and sit-ups and like squats and stuff just without weights, you can that's that's how you strengthen and lengthen tissues simultaneously and you
Okay.
become fluid and like t more tensegral. If you were trying to put on mass, then you do progressive overload and you add more weights as you do both of those. But the there's duality between the resistance flexibility and the hypertrophy uh, or just like muscle building in general. Like if you're going to muscle build, you can create tension and like the strength that a lot of people get when they bodybuild or lift weights is very like blocky sometimes and very it can be restrictive. So in order to like open up those tissues, there has to be a balance, the same amount of time, the same amount of effort with the stretching that you do.
Yo, have you checked out Simeon Yang, the guy who's basically with the Mark Bell podcast, like the black dude? It's a
I know about him. I haven't checked out his page or his programs or anything.
bro,
I've seen
his
him through Mark Bell or was it is
yeah.
it yeah.
That guy's like genius because essentially he posts videos speaking about his training regimen, bro, and that dude used to be like bodybuilder and do bodybuilding competitions. So he's freaking jacked, but at the same time, he's like also very like flexible and does tons of different modalities. There's a very beautiful video I recommend checking out. That since like I don't train like YouTube influencers or whatever, and it breaks down his whole philosophy of training, and a lot of it is in strong resonance with what you're saying,
Yeah.
where the essence of it is that he looked at how bodybuilders basically kind of walk and all that, and he was
Yeah.
like, well, he hated that. He's like, that's not the way I want to move. So then once he started with everybody he's had on the podcast, he developed a strong connection with flowing and fascia as well, which I learned fascia from you. And there was also the concept of understanding how to flow. So he does a lot of like rope
Hmm.
swinging stuff.
Cool.
And you can see him. He also does like weighted rope, and he does things. He just like flows and kind of like
Yeah.
dancing around with it.
I have a
And
couple
then
of videos on my Instagram. I was doing the flow stuff, the flow rope for a while. I love that stuff. It's coordination, it's cool, it's movement. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm sure I'd be able to
yeah,
pick it up again.
and it connects a lot with the fascia release. And one of the biggest things he talked about was like because he also is like a brown belt jujitsu and all that, and it's like understanding how to breathe while being in all those different positions and all that. So he even stresses that. And then the other thing that you just mentioned that's in deep connection is how he takes a lot of recovery seriously, where he'll do like sauna and stuff like that, and do like myofascial stretching and all that,
Yeah,
and doing all these
dude.
things.
That stuff
Bro,
is so necessary, especially if you're going to be in the gym. Like if you have any tightness, you have to address that stuff. You got to use the tools that you have available. You got to use whatever stretching, whatever hands-on massage. If you got a massage gun, if you have like the knowledge around meridians and myofascial release points is like kind of essential if you're trying to build that tensegral body. You have to like know how the body works in that way and like where and why tension builds in those spots. Uh, there's like there's a bunch of different, and I was actually thinking about this yesterday morning. I want to do um like I've done RPR with you guys, but there's a full body one that hits like all the points. And it pairs with the resistance flexibility really well. But there's another meridian like clock that I was doing maybe like 2 summers ago. Um where you go around the whole or like the whole organ and central like nervous system with meridian points. And it's just it's the same style of like release. It's like a couple fingers you can either hold or do like little circles, but there's like one here, one in the back, two in the back, like stuff on the traps, which are like the pericardium, like all these different spots on the body that if you're holding tension in there, like the fascia, the way it coils into itself, it's not going to release unless you release it, like physically or honestly emotionally. If you know how to release it emotionally, you can. And the breath work can help with all of that too. The way that you breathe during can help with all of that. The what's amazing about the full body breath and the tensegral breath and the breath work that we do is that it's full body and you can release that stuff through breath holds. You can do like it's like an inside out myofascial release when you're doing a max breath hold. And I actually like literally proved this concept the other morning. I was I don't know what was going on at the gym with me, but I pulled a muscle in my right shoulder like when I was boxing a little bit. I don't know what happened. It was like maybe I just threw it and I wasn't timing the bag right or something, but like something felt really weird in the back right shoulder. And I did breath work the next morning. Pain was literally gone. Literally gone. Like I didn't feel it. All today, I'm like totally fine. Like no, I could feel it the day it happened. I could feel it with my breath because my rib cage was like had a little bit of pain on the inside. But because I like focused on the breath work and I was focusing on the back of my ribs when I was doing the breath work, it like sent blood to that area. It expanded that area. It healed that area from like the inside out.
Dude, that's powerful. Yeah, a lot of my protocols for recovery have switched after learning your protocol. So that, and I know I carry an Olvis inhaler everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know
The
where mine
that
went.
and I freak people out with the fucking white flower oil too, and like carrying it, sticking a stick up my nose. Um, on top of that, also the when I get sick, anything that's sinus related, I used to I used to like do like neti pots like every morning for months to deal with like sinus situations and all that after like 2020. Then
Mhm.
after taking your protocol, like I completely stopped doing that because I just been like sticking Q-tips all the time, and it's allowed me to kind of like keep such mu a much better sinus hygiene
Yeah.
like on a regular basis and like allow the body to detox. So like the relationship with that's been massive. And on top of that, it's also just the recovery mentality after anything that feels strenuous. I'm still working with a lot of the release to prolong like breath holds because I realized that I still have a tendency to yeah how I relate to the tension during like breath holds. It's still
Mm.
something that's very heavy on me.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, even with like the whole workout stuff and all that, it's very interesting. Once I get into the flow, it's fascinating. But I noticed that that relationship with that tension processing was a little different because yesterday I did CBD and an edible. I took like a CBD edible, and then basically my holds were almost the same, but my relationship to the tension was very different
Mm.
because it felt more like motivating to kind of doing the thing, and I had like that energy as
Yeah.
opposed to feeling like something that was somewhat different. And yeah, for me, it's essential to do that. And I'd say like the biggest things I've gotten from this is definitely the ability to understand the body better, the connection with breath and breathing slow, and on top of that, also just like the nasal. the nasal health in general. It's such a fascinating thing where if I look at myself a year ago,
Yeah.
I was I knew the importance of like nasal breathing, but I didn't have like a standard practice
Yeah.
to like explore all these different modalities or even know how the Buteyko philosophy could be expanded to something that is so like yeah, in connection with that and the deep diver philosophy and all that and like blood oxygenation and then the connection with that with like cancer and connecting with like the body. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's ridiculous. And then you have people paying God knows how much money to do like hyperbaric oxygen chambers, and then you can just become your own.
Yup. Yup.
But to do that,
Literally.
you need to create the relationship with like the holds and how it happens with the body, and to
Mm-hmm.
know because it's unfamiliar territory. Still, there's still a lot of unfamiliar territory to me while doing breath holds, and I feel that's like the biggest thing. And whenever I try this technique with other people, it's like that are not used to that, like that becomes always like the biggest thing
Mm-hmm.
to kind of like learn to calibrate. So it's like having the patience to breathe that much slow, and then having to learn how to react. So I'd say that I that is a very powerful like learning curve, and with community, it's impressive like how big the results can get, and everybody can yeah
Yeah.
testify of how like even knowing the things about the practice is one thing, but then practicing with everybody together, it's like you that's how you make like PRs happen when
Yeah.
everybody kind of synchronize to that same
Absolutely.
essence. And I
Uh,
know there's so many expansions too, man. Like I'm
yeah.
genuinely curious to see how this can help with processing trauma and
Yep.
also creating like heart mind connection as well.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, just like everyday living, attentive listening, attentive learning, and at the same time, well, yeah, attentive listening as in you can listen to somebody or the way you speak, and then also understand how your breathing connects with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, for me, like there's a lot of power behind it, and yeah, dude, there's a lot, and the community side is one thing, but then also how you start implementing this in different aspects and then expand the philosophy with it. It's crazy because that's what I saw Wim Hof do very, very well. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you can kind of get what it is to do, but every time you'd heard him speak about his whole thing, it felt like it was a cult. And essentially, it kind of is.
Is what's really interesting about his social media is none of it is about breath work.
That's a good point.
If you look at his posts, not a single one is telling you how to breathe. Not a single one. It's all mindset. Everything with him is mindset, which is very cool. But it's also like, I mean, you know my thoughts on all that. But
Yeah.
regardless, anyway,
Well, you can
thank you
get
for
like that Wim Hof mindset for the
yeah.
this protocol would be fascinating.
Yeah, I mean it's all there. Like I
We
just
need
want
more
to
freaks. We need
thank
more
you, Wiggs.
Goggins in this field.
Thank you, Wiggs, for that reflection. That was amazing. That was beautiful. Well said. Like
Yeah, sorry, I said a lot. Like I said, I didn't sleep too much.
yeah, the brain's kind of going. No, you said a
Uh,
lot of good stuff, man. I there's a lot to reflect on there. Uh it's cool. This whole practice is amazing. And
dude, like yeah, even mouth taping, doing all that stuff.
oh, I wanted to ask you, yeah, how's the right side? Looks pretty open, man. Remember when we met up in person and we did the and you were like bleeding and you had like
I still I still bleed, but I'm
yeah,
so used to it now.
yeah.
But dude, honestly, the contrast was crazy, and that's what I mean. It's like it's the mindset. It's like anybody who would stick up their nose like that and think they're gonna be okay. It's like a different thing, unless you were like an experienced sword swallower at some point. So
Yeah.
like it's such a different contrast, and then to know that you can do that, and that's fascia,
Oh, nice. Wiggs, you
and
gotta grab a tissue.
already
Yeah.
great. That means it's working.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Uh,
So, bro, yeah, it's like a mind game. It's such a crazy mind game, and then the habit of the habit of kind of grabbing the whole stick and then breaking it, and then from there, just not having the stick in my mouth for like as much as I can in the day, and getting reminded of the cranial nerve activation, let alone like tension and how it relates to everyday life. That's those are things that are very, very fascinating. Like
Yeah.
I, I would love to make it where it's like one of the most badass things you could do. It's like some Goggins level and some Jocko Willink level thing. It's like
Yeah.
the whole Adonis alpha male concept implementing this whole breath work as
Oh yeah,
well. Because
we are that. We are getting there. It's happening as we speak, man. That's it. That's we're like in the school games or whatever, you can assign levels to people to like make it kind of fun. And so I think I might have mentioned this in one of the other calls, but I have it kind of mixing between a couple different genres of like levels. So I have like the first one's like Padawan or something, and then it like goes into like Apprentice and then Jedi, and then it goes into like Buddha or something, and then Neo. I can't remember what I wrote, but
oh,
like
I know
I
you're gonna do like Baki or something.
yeah, something cool like that. But I want to make it like kind of fun like that. Like you hit a certain number of months, you get a certain achievement. You hit a certain bolt score, you get a certain achievement. You like hit a certain max PR, you start to feel the tensegral breath, whatever, like whatever it is. We'll make it kind of fun and give people like maybe I'll do at some point I want to do giveaways, I want to do competitions, I want to do like more stuff like that. If I can get enough people in there, then it's gonna make me want to like kind of promote it in that way. Uh,
Is there like you're also kind of gonna cultivate that space for implementations with the things you had like New Earth Matrix, like get into like the deep
yes.
into
So
like the whole deep spiritual stuff too?
the way that I'll do that is any modality that I don't specifically teach, but I want to share with the group, I will create like a little lesson for it and then link their school or their page through that. Um, so it'll be like I don't know if I have the capacity to run like a whole New Earth Matrix page, but I do. That's what I meant by the like the whole collaboration thing. Um, so I want to like expand in a way that's very, um, yeah, collaborative. Like there's no other word for it except for like the synarchy, hi hierarchy systems, where like you're sharing resources for the sake of sharing resources. You're not doing it to like own a monopoly on the information or own that information. You're just sharing it because the collective will benefit from it the more that you share. Uh,
Yeah, there's an essence to it that the community side is the reason like it thrives. So the more reasons there is to go get in there, knowing that you're gonna be like connecting with people, it's like huge. Like I would love to even like make a few sessions where it's like there's daily checkups in terms of like going in there and being like, yeah, I'm just gonna doing breath holds right now. And it's like you have other people there kind of doing it with you
yeah, so
and having different timers.
I
A
definitely
wet
like you guys are the OG group, or like at least like there's maybe a couple more that aren't in this chat right now, but like you guys are the OG group. So if there's anything that you want to lead, I can make you guys specific like admins in the page and you can set up like stuff like that. Like you can set up stuff in the calendar to be like coffee time or whatever, but we can do like breath work, morning black breath work time, like this time every day. Everybody's going to tap in. I'll have a Zoom. You can like literally open it up yourself and just hang out in there. And do your own thing or like whatever. I can even try and set that up depending on like the day and the time and stuff. But um
Yeah,
yeah,
dude, that's powerful because
happy to make
once
you guys like the like so if you want to contribute to the building of the community in any way, like I'm absolutely open to that. I would love your help with it. Um, of
yeah, I can
course.
see this scaling very, very beautifully because you'll be able to create a whole community hub and then the people like interact with each other, but at the same time, a lot of the knowledge that you have in the biomechanics and all that, and then finding a way to link that also with like the other things it transpires, collecting everything for a hub for like also people who are, yeah, man, it's just there's so many connections for different fields that it's beautiful for you to create this and then know that it links into this multifaceted connection with people's careers, but then also the inner health as well, and from there even like the spiritual knowledge. So I see this being a conduit, kind of like almost like Paul Checkwood. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like it'll start being like, oh yeah, you should just learn how to breathe. His thing is eat, move, and be healthy, but you can be like, just learn how to breathe and move, move healthy,
God
right?
damn it.
But once you go in there, you start seeing that there's so many deeper layers, and
Yeah.
then things just go to a new thing. And then what keeps you coming back is not necessarily like all the information, is knowing that there's other people doing it with you, which is why school was founded in the first place.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited, man. Um, yeah, actually, Wiggs, I need your email. I forget what it was. It's something that I couldn't remember. So I'll have to I sent out emails to the school to have people join. So you guys
mm,
can all do that.
I'll put
Uh,
it in chat
okay, cool. Yeah, I'll grab.
and the Telegram. Sorry,
Yeah. Invite.
there's one I have for school specifically.
I gotta like change some of the some little stuff in there still. And like I said, I'm still working on some stuff, but yeah, I want to get everybody in there. I want to get you guys started so I can open it up to the general public. Um, get more homies in here. And I got a guy starting soon. Whenever he's ready, he's going to send me information when he's ready and I'll get him in here. We'll get a new guy going. So we'll be hitting the basics a lot again in this next month. We're going to go through a lot of the light, slow, and deep stuff. Um, really like straightforward practices so you guys can kind of reset those foundations at the beginning of this year, get into that stuff, and we'll find a good flow moving into the spring. Um, I think I'm gonna end it here because I've been chatting for like almost.
It's a new year energy right now,
Yeah, dude, it's and we hit that new moon energy simultaneously, so we're like,
bro. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of good stuff. I'm manifesting a lot. I'm putting a lot together. There's a lot of good work to be done. Excited. Um, But yeah, thank you all for coming on today. I appreciate you all showing up. Connor, it was a pleasure watching you just like walk around the forest, not gonna lie.
Was it? I'm
Yeah.
glad
It was
because
like it's kind of
this is
like
my preferred way to talk to people.
it's like kind of like how
Little YouTube videos.
yeah, when you're watching like when you're like scrolling through stuff, you see like the split videos of somebody like talking about something, and then it's like something to keep you kind of distracted. It's either like a video game or something, but this is like really cool. Like
Yeah, we could probably incorporate this into
Connor,
like
like
certain things.
get like a little GoPro, attach it to your chest, and then just start filming. And then we'll
I
use all
I
that
plan on
content.
doing that in Colorado.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll start doing that and we can maybe I'll have you do that. We can make videos where we're just like chatting about stuff. We'll have like 30-second, 20-second, or like minute long videos. We can put them on TikTok. We can do some
I
fun.
mean, yeah, I could just like I could record hours of footage and like and I
Yeah.
thought about getting a drone too, so
Yeah,
that would be
dude.
probably have some pretty sweet footage if I could learn to fly it through here too.
Yeah, nice. That'll be cool. Hell yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah, I thought about getting the GoPro. I probably will once I have money, but
nice.
um yeah, so that's a good idea.
Yeah,
We could
dude. I'm
incorporate
feeling it. I'm feeling the vibes.
it's like good brain rot, you know?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. The brain rot stuff, like that people like mindlessly scroll, but it'll be healthy and it'll be like
Yeah.
stimulating and like actually educational.
Yeah, and it also might make people want to like go out in nature more and
Yeah.
reconnect with that. And that
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
nice. I know I enjoy it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I've just been like getting stoned and running around out here. Well,
Yeah, I love it.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, just connecting it to an identity, and the like from the relationship with yourself, and then the relationship you can do with other people, and then understanding how it improves the connection you have with the world.
Hmm.
It's the whole I, we, all hierarchy, and to do that through breath is a very powerful thing because you're gonna breathe almost for till the very last moment of your life.
Yeah.
And once you understand that relationship, and then how it encompasses all these other things,
Yeah.
it just completely like allows you to go deep on a lot of the values and things you want to like build for yourself and understand and to know yourself in deeper ways that other knowledge and philosophy doesn't necessarily do it. It's like a huge tool to open up this massive kingdom.
Hmm. Yeah, well said, man.
Fascinating.
All right, guys. Thanks again. I'll end it here. Good stuff. Happy New Year. Let's rock. I'll see you
Yeah.
guys all next Thursday or next Friday. We're doing next Friday for level 2. But I'll open it up another discussion on Wednesday at 3. So hope to see you guys during that too. Okay.
We
Take care,
do.
everybody. Have a good week.
Hey, Happy New Year, fam.
Yeah, Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year.
Thanks, Dan. Bye.